Hello, growers. Protect your crops from harmful insects with Modern Growers Insectanet. This top-tier insect netting made by Modern Grower shields your plants from pests and harsh weather, boosting your yields without harmful sprays. Insectanet's unique design allows 90% of the light to pass through and is easy to use with low tunnel systems like our Quick Hoops. It's soft, elastic, and durable, perfect for field use to help ensure that your crops thrive. Say goodbye to pest damage and hello to healthier, market-ready produce. Invest in Insectanet and see the difference it makes. Get Insectanet at shop.moderngrower.co or using the link below.
I think a lot of when you look at soils, it's not really what can I do to solve this problem. A lot of times it's what can I not do? And you go back to more of a natural system. And you have, the 5 principles of soil health. Can you run through those? Because I think those are problem-solving steps that people can use to turn soil, but it's not add this, do more of this, do more of this. It is a lot of backing off a little bit and letting nature more take the reins.
Yeah. Well, we need to distinguish between practices and principles. So a practice would be cover crop. A practice might be, no-till, or a practice might be a certain kind of tillage, or even, livestock fencing. So practices are the details that we can implement, once we understand the system. The 5 principles of soil health, as I learned them, was number 1, keep disturbance to a minimum. That's minimum physical, chemical, and biological disturbance. And keep in mind that farming is nothing other than managing disturbance. Because when we plant a corn crop in the ground of what was formerly prairie land, we are disturbing the system, but we're trying to keep that disturbance to a minimum. So first is minimum disturbance, keeping the soil covered, either with a layer of residue or a living canopy. Third one is, keep a live root in the soil year round. So that's, again, related to having a canopy up there. But if you're keeping live roots in the soil year round, you have a way of, or as many days of the year as possible, you have a way of harvesting sunlight and indeed water, because I think, your infiltration rates increase, especially around the plant and the plant roots. But the plant harvests the sunlight and then feeds the soil microbes. So keep the soil, minimum disturbance, keep the soil covered, keep a live root. The 4th one is diversity. So this is starting to diversify not only through crop rotations, but add a lot of diversity through multi-species cover crops. So, if you did corn and soybeans, but you had, 10 species in your cover crop, all of a sudden you're going from 2 species every 2 years to 12 species every 2 years. You throw a warm season cover crop in there, and all of a sudden you're going up to 20 species. And then the 5th one, and which a lot of people argue is part B of the 4th principle of diversity, is integrate livestock back into your system, because our systems really were never designed to work without livestock. So, there's a lot more of an emphasis there, and we see that as a rule of thumb, I think guys who incorporate livestock back into their cropping systems are seeing bigger improvements. So just going back up, because a lot of commentary, minimum disturbance, keep the soil covered, keep a live root in the soil, diversity, and then keep livestock in the system.
Is there one of those that you think that if farmers started to do more of that, they would see a huge change. I get they're 5, they're all interconnected, they're all important, but is there one on that list that they could potentially have more of a leverage effect to it?
Well, actually, when we talk about keep alive, keep the soil covered with a canopy, keep alive, root in the soil, and diversity, multi-species cover crops actually really check the boxes for all three. So we have seen farmers be transformed in the way they think by multi-species cover crops. So it captures their imagination. They can go in and see with their own eyes what those multi-species cover crops do, either in the reducing of inputs or in the coastal plain of South Carolina. A lot of the farmers that I know never saw earthworms in their field. And within about a year or so after having cover crops, many guys coming and saying, where did the earthworms come from? So to answer your question, the one practice that covers the three principles would be multi-species cover crops. That's certainly what I've seen. I think farmers like that feedback. It's very visual, and you can also feel it, the soil underground, and you can smell it. You can pick that soil and it smells like a forest floor. So I would say that's where you'd probably want to start is those multi-species cover crops.
Hello, growers. Want to boost your sales, reach new customers, and streamline your sales process, all from your home office? Ready Farmer 1, my book, is your ultimate guide to making it happen. Imagine increasing your farm's revenue without ever spending a Saturday at the farmer's market. The book will show you how to create, design, and market an online farm store, learn from real farmers sharing real stories about how they move their stores online, freeing up their weekends and increasing their sales. Get my book, Ready Farmer 1, on Amazon and transform your farm business today.